Hi Taurus, I hope you guys are doing great today. If you notice, I have my candles set to green, which is the color for the heart chakra, to support the heart chakra, right? It allows us, gives us the ability to give and receive love and compassion and empathy and kindness. And it's also about health and healing, lots of healing. The reason I wanted to do that is because we do have this full moon in Aries that's going to be conjuncting Chiron retrograde. And this is going to be happening in your 12th house. And this is a very deeply introspective house, very spiritual, very deep, very private, very personal. And you're going to be working through a lot of letting go and releasing past pains, shame, guilt. And this is deep though. This isn't like what somebody did to you on Wednesday kind of thing. This is the stuff that we carry with ourselves. It ends up getting in our own way. And you guys have been dealing with this, right? Because you've been dealing with this Mars retrograde and then the stellium happening, right? This 12th and 9th house energies. You guys have been dealing with a lot of looking at your belief system, healing old hurts, old pains, all of these things. You guys have been dealing with all of this. And so we have in this 12th house energy, it's time to just, like you're saying, you know what? It's time to just let go of all that stuff already. So let's see, I'm pulling the Heal Yourself oracles, which I thought was kind of appropriate to celebrate the Chiron conjunction. And we have Wild. I really like this because this is straight up an energy that indicates it's through suppressing your wild, right? It's wild, your wild, succulent, outrageous, and very untamed self, that you end up dulling your senses and you end up crushing your own creativity, where it's like you shrink and you lose your energy, Taurus, and maybe even become depressed, where maybe your relationships suffer, or your rage grows inside of you, and you become ashamed, or you might even become hostile, and for some of you, maybe cold, right? Shutting yourself off, maybe becoming boring or overly serious or scared of anything, scared of anything and everything. This is an energy that can definitely incite that. But what ends up resulting here, though, is you stop taking chances, right? And you live in this state of mediocrity, always trying to protect yourself. But the truth is that no one can judge you or punish you or hurt you as much as you can. So really, this energy is saying, really stop living any kind of sham that you feel like you might be living, because this part of you really wants to come out. This is like the bold, the courageous, the passionate part of you that really, really needs to be looked at and be celebrated and be released. And I feel like you guys are going to be able to do that. We have Venus in Virgo that's going to be happening in your 5th house of romance, of falling in love, of creativity. That's also the house for entrepreneurial activities. It's the house of children. It's the house of hobbies and things we love to do. It's a Leo energy. It's like a look at me. So I like this for you because it's like you're coming out of that 12th house energy and you're going to allow yourself to be put in the spotlight in one way or another. I do like that. We also have, we've had the stellium that we've been talking about for goodness how long, right? I mean, and this is all happening in your 9th house, the Pluto, Jupiter, Saturn transit. Well, as of the 4th of this week, Pluto is finally coming out of retrograde. Saturn came out of retrograde in September. Jupiter came out mid-September. So now the three of them are moving forward. Pluto coming out of retrograde means, all right, we're digging up whatever has been keeping you trapped in that 12th house, that deep introspective house. Now it's like, come on, let's go. I really like this for you, Taurus. I feel like you guys are going to be having a much easier and better experience than a lot of the other signs. A lot of things are going to be coming to light, which I really, really like. And then to boot, on the 5th, we have this beautiful minor grand trine that's happening. So there's a new moon, happening, and it's happening in you guys, right? So it's in your 1st house, this new moon in you guys, in your 1st house. And then in the 11th house, you're going to have Neptune and Pisces, which is about your dreams. And then you're going to have Jupiter and Capricorn in your 9th house of belief system. So I feel like there's going to be some sort of unexpected surprise within either your belief system, those of you who are involved in any sort of higher education situation, long distance travel, something to do with foreign lands, foreign cultures, but it could also be what I feel like a very like a very psychosocial kind of energy for you guys. I feel like a lot of you guys are going to be having epiphanies here about what it is that you really want to do. Where if you've been feeling confused, if you've been feeling stuck about where it is that your life is going, it's something is going to present itself on the 5th that I feel is going to end up making a lot of sense as time starts to roll forward. So I really like that for you guys. Okay. All right, let's see what we have. Oh, I like the 3 of Swords way better in the reverse, because that means that the swords could come out. There's some sort of clarity, shining the light on something. Okay, so I am going back to addressing the past energy. So many of you guys said, wow, you have to include the past energies. So we do that. I left them out last time because a number of people asked me not to. So let's get into this. All right, so coming into this energy, okay, if I throw the cards down, we have the 3 of Pentacles energy, which is a building energy, and the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so I like, the 3 and the Page. Okay, nice. Page of Pentacles is about being very patient. This could indicate a new job or a raise, some sort of money news coming in. But yeah, it can incite a new cycle within your career. So this could even be, maybe you're not changing careers, but you're doing like a different path, working in a different department, doing something new, something different within your career, within, that area. Others of you, it's a brand new job. If it has nothing to do with that, this could indicate Page of Pentacles. Pentacles also indicates a mental, physical, and emotional connection. So some of you may be experiencing a new cycle within your current relationship, in as far as the way you guys communicate and the way the connection that you guys have. Not only how you communicate, but the way in which you connect. So, and it's working with the 3 of Pentacles. So to me, this is the past, right? So to me, this was a really positive energy, right? Because this is a Mars and Capricorn energy. So it's about the warrior planet in the space of work and really wanting to work together, right? So this is about teamwork and commerce, right? Really wanting to collaborate, create, right? Putting your skills together to create something. So this could obviously have to do with, all right, let's build a life together. Let's build a home together. Let's open a business together. Let's do something together. So I like that with the Page of Pentacles. Whether it has to do with relationship or whether it has to do with career, there is this idea that in the recent past, you were of the mind where you wanted to start something new to build, okay? And we have that working with the 2 of Swords in the World energy. Yeah, so the World is about completing some sort of goal or some sort of lesson. Absolutely. Now, there's a completion energy about the World. Now, what I like about this is the World is Saturn. Right, in astrology, it's connected to Saturn, which everybody freaks out about, right? It's like Saturn is so negative, and it's the great malefic and all of that. Oh, please. Saturn is tough as nails to go through, but Saturn brings us the biggest lessons, which is the World. The World is like, okay, you've been putting your hard work into something, Taurus, and now, okay, up to this point, now it's time to start seeing those gifts. But the thing is, you may not see it, because we have this 2 of Swords energy going on here. So this is you need to make a decision about something here. It's time to compromise, and you need to make a decision. So you may need to compromise and make a decision having to do with work, having to do with the relationship, however it's resonating with you. But there definitely does need to be, this compromise and this decision made. Now, representing you right now, we have the Hierophant reverse. Hierophant reverse is all about originality, creativity, having problems with authority. Those of you who are maybe still living with your parents, you guys are not jiving with your parents. You might not be jiving with your boss. Whoever is the authority in your life, right? You wanting very much to really grab onto something that's very original and very creative for you, that's a little different than maybe the way, I was getting like an Aquarius kind of energy with this, the Hierophant reverse. It's like, I want to do me, I want to be me, and, whatever, right? Really wanting to do your own thing. And then we got this with the 3 of Swords. in reverse. So the Three of Swords is about, the Three of Swords energy is a Saturn and Libra energy, right? So it is this card of pain. It's this idea of pain, right? But the Three of Swords in reverse, it's all about apologies, recovery after some sort of loss, or some sort of physical healing, some sort of emotional healing, some sort of mental healing. So this is very much somebody apologizing. Now, for some of you in relationship, somebody's going to resonate with this, where somebody may be coming back from your past and apologizing, and everyone in your life, Taurus, is like, what is wrong with you? Do not go back with them. And you just being like, I know, like, I just want to do me. I want to be me, and not really wanting to listen to anybody else. Some of you are going to realize that resonates with you. But others of you, there's this healing. And the healing, though, is connected to you embracing your originality and your creativity and really doing what speaks to your heart really closely. We have this working with the Ace of Wands, which is about a new project, an inspiration, this urge to create. So this could have to do with some sort of new creative project, an entrepreneurial effort. This could indicate somebody offering you a new job, but there's something where you're putting your own spin on it. There is this element of creativity about it, I do have to say. And we have it working with the Queen of Cups, which is very nurturing, supportive, healing energy. So this could be you're dealing with this kind of person, or this could just be the general energetic influence. Now, keep in mind that the Queen of Cups is a Gemini and Cancer energy. So it's like there's communication going on here, even though communication is swords, right? But the cups is emotion. So there's this communication going on about what it is that you feel you need, Taurus, to feel grounded and safe and secure and like you in your metaphorical home space. And whatever that means to you, that's very subjective, right? Others of you are going to be having the conversation literally regarding home. Maybe you want to move out, or you want to move in, or you want to buy that home, you want to sell a home. You guys may be in that space of having that conversation because you're ready for new. Some of you are literally going to feel very ready for new, and as far as like your home space. But for others of you, this could just have to do with, finding that sweet spot in your life in general, be it in relationship, job, whatever it is, you recognizing what it is that you need to feel that level of security. And the thing is, I feel like whatever it is, the healing and the adjustment, I'm cutting myself off here, but I am being called to say this. I feel like a lot of you have been trying to live somebody else's story. Like where you've been trying to fit the mold, you've been trying to do the right thing, the good boy, good girl kind of thing. Do what mommy and daddy want you to do. Do what society wants you to do. Do what, whatever it is, fill in the blank. And this doesn't have to be in such a grand scale, right? I mean, but there's something in your life that you have not been really resonating with your true authentic self, and I don't see that being able to go on anymore. With the astrology the way it is and what the cards are telling me, this is definitely indicating that there is some sort of realization about what you want for you, Taurus, you personally, to feel secure, and what that means as far as what you're going to be moving into. So some of you can be starting a brand new relationship. Some of you can be starting a new cycle within a current relationship, but where there's this conversation either with other or self saying, you know what, this is what I want, need, and desire in relationship, and you're just not willing to sacrifice the other stuff anymore. You guys are a very earthy energy. You're very, in many, many ways, say Taurus is the bull, and the bull gang gets a bad rap for being like stubborn and stuff. But in a lot of ways, you're actually not, because you're ruled by Venus. So you're very focused on what you value. And I feel like you're really harnessing that energy right now. Now, as far as the near future, we have the Eight of Swords. No, I'm not surprised. And the King of Wands. Okay. So let's talk about the King of Wands being a bold leader, being very courageous. I like this. Some of you may be meeting somebody like this, or you just may be embracing this energy yourself, where there's this, and you're going to be charming on top of it all, which is kind of cool. And I feel like that very strongly anyway, because you're going to have Venus in Virgo in that 5th house of creativity. And when so you're going to be very attractive in your 5th house energies. Let's just say that. So anything having to do with romance, love affairs, creativity, entrepreneurial efforts, anything like that. So really being focused on that. And then we have this working with this Eight of Swords energy. So very interesting, because this is about like self-imposed restrictions and feeling isolated and imprisoned. And in a nutshell, what this means is you don't feel like you fit in a certain part of your life anymore. You just don't belong in that relationship. You don't belong in that job. That friendship has reached its expiration date. The situation with that family member or family members, you're realizing that you've grown and you don't share the same values and integrity as they do. And you're realizing that it's very much time for you to be, kind of, your own person. Be courageous, right? But again, while you're doing it, I feel like there is going to be this element of charm about you, for sure. Which is going to end up, the reason I'm mentioning that is because that energy sort of, on an energetic level, it calls things to itself, which is really quite nice. So, could call like a new relationship, a new position, a new perspective, right? Within friendship, or a new perspective within a family situation, right? And we have that working with the Nine of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so we have a lot of growth here. There's a lot of growth here. So we have the Eight of Pentacles. So if this has to do with career, it has to do with mastering a craft and just really, really enjoying, very much enjoying your employment. And then we have that working with the Nine of Pentacles, which is about luxury and being very self-sufficient and gaining financially. It also has to do with solo pleasures, things that you truly love to do. You having a couple of extra bucks to buy yourself that, that cool, whatever, those cute shoes or whatever, it is going on. And you know what, with honestly, like with with that minor grand trine, with the moon going into you, just a nice time to go and just do something that just makes you feel, right? Because the moon is a feel, that makes you feel good. It just makes you feel good. So I feel like this is going to be happening for you. Now that would be having to do with like career or money. It does seem like these things are going to be going better for you. I'm not getting negative energies as of yet. Now, if this has to do with relationship, this is about figuring out, and as they say, mastering what is necessary for this relationship to work. In order for you to really, really enjoy the relationship, what needs to happen in this relationship? Do you need deepening of commitment, deepening of communication, more intimacy? What is it that you need, right? Looking at the Pentacle energy here as mental, physical, and emotional connection. And again, it's working here with this idea of recognizing that part of you being very happy in a relationship, Taurus, can certainly speak to you being able to be financially independent, or you being autonomous within the relationship. Even if you guys have all kinds of shared resources and everything like that, you want to have, there needs to be this sense of autonomy. You need a little bit of you time. And this is just something that you need to be very open and honest about. And I see it going like well, right? Because you're understanding that solo pleasures are important for you. Time alone is important for you. Giving yourself those little luxuries that you like, is very important to you. You enjoy doing this with your partner, but this tells me that you will also appreciate, your time alone. Now, at the same time, though, if you've been too isolated, this can be a recognition that that's an area that you need to address, meaning you have to come up for air and you have to connect better. You can't make it all about what you want and need. You have to meet somebody in a relationship halfway as far as communication, as far as connecting, right? In that way, there might need to be an addressing of balance there, okay? Now we have, as the final outcome here for these energies, we have the Five of Swords and the Emperor. So the Emperor is an Aries energy that's ruled by Mars. The Emperor is all about leadership, right? Being in control of your life. It's about, really working towards gaining respect, about strategic planning. For some of you, this could indicate, because it's with the Five of Swords, some of you may be having an argument with your father. or some sort of male parental figure in your life, right? Because the Five of Swords is very much like, for lack of a better term, like a bullying energy. Could be this aggressive energy where there could be some sort of explosive exchange, where you feel like, because it's swords and swords are words and truth, somebody is like bastardizing your words, your truth, your belief system, and this could certainly have to do with that. So some of you may be having that with your father. Others of you may be really struggling with a relationship where you've been dealing with some sort of bully, you've been dealing with some sort of like abusive relationship. Somebody maybe even tried to steal from you. If it wasn't literally stealing, maybe they were trying to steal a piece of you, including your ideas and a part of you through like gaslighting or any sort of unhealthy exchange like that. But here you are showing up and you're like, not today. No, right? Because this is about, you being the leader in your life and you taking control and you not having that anymore. You're not having that anymore. Obviously, it depends also, guys, what else you have in your chart. None of you are only Taurus, but the Taurus part of your chart is definitely going to be feeling this here. I could feel that. We have this working with the Seven of Wands and the Death energy. Yeah. I mean, the Seven of Wands is all about needing to protect yourself, self-defense, protecting against some sort of competition. Now, going back to the Emperor having to do with, I do want to say having to do with career. Okay, so because the Emperor has to do with a leadership, this could be you arguing with your boss. This could be arguing with somebody at work. This could be you arguing with your employees as well. But there being this sense of discord in that work environment, I do see, ultimately. And then why is the argument happening? Because somebody feels the need to defend themselves, and it's like, oh, for goodness sake, like I don't want to keep doing this anymore. I just don't. And then we have the Death card, which is Scorpio, modern ruler of Pluto. And so this is telling me that the final outcome of all of this are big changes for you. Endings. It's time to move on from something. It's time to have a rebirthing experience, and it's time to transform something, Taurus. So whether it's your living situation, your work situation, your relationship situation, you're going to know how it resonates with you. So ask yourself, where do you feel in your life you need to defend yourself? That's going to be where that change happens. No more defending yourself. You're going to be doing that 12th house work, healing that inner child, doing all of that stuff that you need to heal, healing all those past wounds, those past indiscretions, whatever it is. What's done is done. And you get the energy is very supportive of you doing some really good healing here. I'm getting the Wild card with the Healing Yourself Oracle. I have to say, I just feel like you're going to be embracing like what it is that you really want, what it is that you really want for yourself. So let's pull some Lenormand, and then we'll pull the Light Seer Tarot for some clarification. Remember, Lenormand is a different system than Tarot. Looks like Tarot, but it's a different system. The cards speak to each other differently. Messages for Taurus, brothers and sisters, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. The messages that are going to help Taurus out this first week. Patient man. We have the patient man, patiently waiting. We have a message coming in, Taurus. And it's the truth. Whenever we have a white feather, that indicates the truth. Beautiful messages coming from the other side or from an elder in your family. It could be a grandparent, could be an aunt and uncle, or somebody who's just older and wiser than you. But it's a beautiful energy, beautiful message coming in that's going to be very truthful and honest to your situation. Choice. We get the Stairs. You're going to have to make a decision. Okay, and then we have the Assertive woman. Assertive, I'm saying assertive. It's the Venus woman. It's Venusian. It's focusing on what you value. Focusing on what you value. Okay. So for those of you who are male Tauruses, you are in a very, very patient space. You're looking back at your past. You're looking back at your past with very clear eyes, a very open heart, very honest. and you're recognizing that whatever it is that you are going through right now, you need to be patient, that it is going to pass. Some sort of information is going to be coming in though. Now, for those of you who are female Tauruses, this could be your significant other, a brother, a father, some sort of male model in your life. Doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but it's like they're patiently waiting for you to sort of go through something, and they're there waiting for you. We have this letter, and the letter does indicate a message coming in, but it's coming in slowly. So it may not come in this week, it may come in next week, maybe the following, but you're going to start to feel the seeds of it. But whatever it is, it's truth. And that works with this, because these two are about truth and realization, and something that you're not aware of right now. There's something that's happening for you that you're not aware of, but when this truth comes to you, you're going to be presented with a choice, and you're going to want to really run with it. So again, this is a very important energy as well, right? Because when we have the lilies here, it's about the message that's coming in is to bring you peace and to help bring you exactly where it is you're supposed to go. Now, when we're talking about choices, there's no right or wrong choice. It's simply you're going to be presented with the idea that you need to make one. And but the advice here, because of the following card, is that you have to stay very forward focused, very forward. Right? Because look at her. She's looking out the window, outside, in front of her, as she's holding on to this Venus energy of value, of money, of love, of self-worth, and making decisions that are going to speak to all of these things, and not making any decisions that are going to be regressive, that are going to pull her back into anything that's going to ultimately not end up serving her. So let's pull some lights here, Tarot, for final outcome to all of this. 4 cards, please, Spirit. 4 cards. Taurus friends. Page of Pentacles. So guys, this could be a new job, a new relationship, a new cycle in a relationship. We have the Page of Cups. This is a new love, a new relationship, a new job that really speaks to you. Some of you might be, Page of Cups can also be a new child. For some of you, this could even indicate doing volunteer work that really speaks to you. Oh, we have the 3 of Cups energy working with it. Friendship, celebration, a circle of support. Having gone through a lot, and now you're. What I like about the 3 of Cups is it's like taking that decision that you need to make in that 2 of Cups energy and that commitment, and it's leveling it up. So, having to do with feeling really happy about being in that job, with being happy about your decision, having a good experience with your friends, having a good solid circle of support, or just feeling really good about where it is that you are in your life right now. Okay, but we do have a 5 of Wands energy, which is about rivalry and challenges, but it's really more than anything. It's not such a scary energy. This is more of an air clearing kind of thing, because even though 5 is conflict, it's a Saturn and Leo energy. So, I keep getting this kind of a cyclical message here that keeps coming back around for me, for you guys, for this week, is this idea of needing to establish what it is that you want, need, and desire, right? I mean, that's just very much what it is. Again, because it's a Saturn and Leo, whenever we have Saturn hanging out with Leo, it can be about egotism, you dealing with somebody else's ego, maybe putting your ego in the front, but understanding that you don't want to sell out anymore. And we have 11th house, which has to do with friends, goals and wishes, and we have the Sun, which has to do with the ego. Yeah, so this really does have to do with where, for good or bad, is your ego or somebody else's ego getting in the way of something. And then we have Scorpio, modern day rule of Pluto. It's all about transformation. We have Mercury going retrograde in Pluto. It's going to be in shadow right now during this beginning week, and it's going to be Mercury is going to be in shadow retrograde in your 7th house of relationships. So you might be feeling this change having to do with partnership, whether it's in business or whether it's in your marriage or a very long-standing serious relationship or even a deep friendship or family connection. There's change happening here, but it's all meant to bring you towards your goals and your wishes and what it is that you really need. So let's pull an Astro card and see what you need to focus on in your energetic space second house, assets. Yep. Focusing on your talent, focusing on your luxuries, focusing on the aesthetics of a situation, focusing on the material world, possessions. But it's the second house is about solidifying. Second house is about figuring something out that okay, this is what I want for myself, and then solidify that. All right, doesn't necessarily mean money's going to come in. For some of you, it may. It's second house is not only money, it's also the food we put in our mouth, it's our surroundings, it's our home, it's everything that we value, right? It's our assets, it's everything that we value. But this energy tells me that you're going to be solidifying what it is that you value, and you're really going to start turning the page on how you're going to be making that happen for yourself. This is a very important week. It sounds like a lot, but I want you to understand that the way the energy works is seeds are planted. It doesn't mean that everything comes to culmination, but the seeds are planting, and I see this as being a moving forward energy for you, Taurus. So for that reason, I very much like it, and I'm excited for you guys for this. I really am, because I see you embracing yourself. Now, on an energetic level, psychologically, deep inside of yourself, you may be struggling, though, dealing with the Chiron retrograde. Just understand that if you have this resurfacing out of nowhere that seems like it just happened 2 weeks ago, of this past pain, or you thinking back to times where maybe you didn't act the best in relationships, or you allowed somebody to treat you a certain way, however it may fall, that is normal for this energy. You're not losing your mind. You're not going into any sort of crazy space. It's going to pass, but really pay attention to what you're feeling, all right, in your internal space this week especially. And that is what I have for you, my Taurus friends. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.